Welcome to the very first episode of Stream Big. I know you've all been waiting eagerly to hear more from me and Scott. Maybe not.
Maybe.
I'm Craig. I'm co-founder and chief product officer at Lounges.
And I'm Scott, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Lounges as well.
Yeah, so I have dragged Scott screaming and kicking into this podcast studio. I've been talking about doing it for months, but today we're basically going to ramble for a little bit. It's our first podcast. We probably don't have much for structure, and we're going to get told off by our producer constantly.
But we're going to be natural. We're going to say how it is.
Yes.
That's the most important. We're going to say how it is.
Is there any other way with you?
No.
We are going to talk about news. We're going to talk about what's been going on. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the topics we want to cover on the podcast. We are going to do maybe a quick fire round just so you guys get to know us a little bit. And we're also going to talk about some of our creators that have been on the platform. So
we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Stream Big, the Lounges TV podcast.
Welcome.
What is it?
It's about letting everyone know about Lounges and how great the platform is, and just talking freely and just being ourselves.
Yeah. Debrief after a stressful day.
It's been a long day. It's definitely been one of those days today. Yeah. This is hour 16 of our day, and we're still here.
We're still at it. Whose idea was this podcast?
It was yours.
I know you like to steal my ideas, but
it was definitely your idea. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Craig. Yeah. But it's all good.
But I mean, I've got my ideas of why I want to start a podcast. Why do you want to start a podcast?
I want to support you, Craig.
Okay. Well, with your pitch face on, then why do you want to start a podcast? What is this?
I just said it's just a great way of getting across what we want to do and how we want to help people, because we've got such a great platform, and if no one knows about it, it's useless. And we just want to get it out there that we can help so many people around the world to make money, get noticed, get seen, get found, and this is just a great way of doing it.
Yeah, I think so. I think also like it's a lot of running a company's not easy. I mean, obviously we speak about it day to day, but maybe sharing that it's not always as shiny as it looks on the outside, and there's probably some real world lessons in there maybe along the way. And hopefully a bit of advice and insight into what actually goes on behind the scenes, because there's a lot that happens.
Yeah, and also if people are watching this, that we can give any advice or can pick out some tips about how tough it is in doing startups. It's not plain sailing, but it's good fun. It's rewarding, and when we see people on our platform earning good revenues, it's really good for us to see that actually it's not just us that believe in it. There's so many people out there that believe in it as well, and that's for me and is a great achievement for us both, and that's why we're here.
That is why we're here. All right, so Stream Big, the Lounges TV podcast. It's probably in the name, but what are we going to do? What are we doing
the streaming
here?
revolution, Craig.
Yeah.
The streaming revolution.
Yeah.
It's great to come and podcast and let everyone know what we've been doing over the last year and a half, how we've achieved our goals. We're live, we're trading, we've got revenue, we've got advisors, we've been fundraising, we've been successful, and it's great. It's just such a good time to let everyone know exactly what we've been up to and how hard we've been working.
I think so. And there's 18 months down the line, there's a lot of things have happened, a lot of water under the bridge, and a lot to talk about. I think a lot to reflect on.
What do you want to reflect on?
How I got myself in this mess.
Yeah, sorry, Craig. That one phone call about 2 years ago that you've probably look back at every day and just think, thank God I called you, eh?
Yeah. I should have declined that one. Yeah.
But no, it's been great. I'm actually loving what we're doing. As I said, it's amazing for us to be working with such amazing people. We've got some amazing staff. We were a small team when we started off. We've now got a team of nearly 25 people, from tech to marketing to, reaching out to creators. And it's just so nice to get the feedback that we're getting. When creators call us up and say, thanks so much for this event, and I can't believe you paid us within 24 hours, and I've never been in this experience where we're building up audiences for people. I just love the feedback, and every day it's another day, and every day is never the same.
True. I mean, I think we should probably maybe go back to the beginning, do a bit of a Stephen Bartlett, and go back to the the beginning. But what we should probably tell people what Lounges is. I mean, it's it's actually one of them things where I think we're probably way too close to it, and we maybe get asked the question too often to have a straight answer. I think there's so much to talk about all the time, but what is the elevator pitch of lounges for people listening? How do you explain it?
I think we say that there are millions and millions of people, as we know, that are out there with amazing talent that just don't get the opportunity to earn revenues, get seen, get heard, and Lounges is giving the opportunity to everybody and a level playing field to actually go live on a platform that's easy to use, it's accessible for everybody. They don't have to pay any money for. There's no subscription charges like some of the other platforms, and it allows them to go live, get paid, whether it's live, whether it's on demand, and there's just the streaming boom is here to continue. The wave is continuing, and that's why we created Lounges, to give the opportunity for millions of people all over the world the opportunity to get found, get heard, get seen. And that's what we've done, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to continue to do until we've got millions and millions and millions of people champion about Lounges and the streaming revolution that we're going to create.
It's very hard to summarize it because we know the ins and outs of it, and we know everything it can do and everything it could do and everything it could become and everything that users could use it for, creators could use it for, that it's sometimes hard to pick and choose exactly what it is we do. But I think the kind of summary is that, we're there to create opportunities for creators, and we're there to, create those new kind of touch points with fans. We're there to, maybe help creators grow, not necessarily just in finding new audiences. That's one big part of it. But are we live?
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We have started. Yeah, we started.
Yeah. Fan engagement. It's all about fan engagement. Everyone wants to engage with their fans. Everyone wants to be close to their fans. Yeah. And all the other platforms don't necessarily allow you to do that. And what we've built allows you to really, connect to your fans. And I think
so. And we've always led with the money thing, and that's not always a driver for everyone. But I think that it definitely is, in that it's opening the doors for people, whether artists kind of are driven by that or not. If they get a bit of money in an otherwise sort of quite harsh world, it definitely helps.
Yeah, 100% right. And also giving them opportunities to go live and perform, whether it's in our studio in Mill Hill, whether it's at the Alternet at one of our venues. We've got other venues that we're talking to at the moment in all over the UK, and I think that's important as well, giving them that stage for them to get confident, go live, build new audiences, and potentially get found as well, and get spotted, because that's important for them.
Yeah. So all that brain dump we've just done, what's the elevator pitch then?
The elevator pitch for me is Lounges TV is a fair streaming platform that pays fast, that's fair, that you can build new audiences with, and
yeah, it's tricky. It's difficult.
It's a hard one because we're so close to it, and sometimes we're too close to it, and we need to look out and come back in. But
it's also worth saying, we're in a moment in time right now where this is all we're talking about day in, day out, is how we communicate, how we go to market. We're about to go into our launch as we're recording, and we are reworking our proposition. We've lived and breathed it for 2 years, so it's we are too close to it, but I think that it's we're leaning into this whole thing around exclusive content, added value, and this thing of Lounges TV is where creators put their best content, is probably a great kind of lead into that. And within that, like you said, it's the fair payments, it's the 24-hour payouts, it's the better way of doing things, so creators haven't got to find all them annoying little workarounds to get the help.
And
as
you said, we're not telling people to come off Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Carry on doing your content and carry on building your fans. But as you said, it's about
an extra one,
where you put your best content, where you can really build those new audiences that can also follow you across your social channels, and that's important. That's really important.
So Scott, you are the co-founder of a streaming business that focuses on music. Tell us about your music career.
How long have you got? Aside from karaoke here and there, I don't really have a music career. I love music. I love creators. I'm passionate about that. But when it comes to me performing live on Lounges, I'm not sure I'm going to be the one that's going to be selling millions and millions of tickets. I think I might leave that one for you, Craig.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I don't think you're going to be the one selling millions
No.
and millions of tickets either. But
But it's not always about the best. It's
yeah.
about the worst.
Exactly,
You
and
know?
it's not for us to judge, is it?
No.
It's not for us to judge.
No.
You know, everyone has different interests, and whatever floats your boat.
I have
really.
been told I've got an okay voice, a bit of Mustang Sally here and there, a bit
Yeah.
of rock,
Right.
but
You have to wait for the end.
I'm
see
not.
that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that I'm going to be doing that live on lounges because I'm sure my shareholders and investors will not be particularly happy with that.
Yeah. I could see that.
But Craig's into his music. He's
I'm into
very
my music,
passionate.
but my background is not music, and same, it's the same for both of us. Our background is very much not music; it's product. Me kind of more on the design and the user experience side of things. You more on kind of the startup and the strategy side of things. So,
but you follow Bruce Springsteen around everywhere you go, and even today you came in early to buy as many tickets as possible to go to Bruce Springsteen and follow him around the world.
I did
More time off, more following around the world, and it's good.
Yeah, the wife's not that happy.
I
with
bet.
It. Yeah, but
where have you been? Tell us where you've been to see Bruce.
Last year I went 4 times. He's just announced another tour date. I've managed to get Sophie, my wife, to agree to 3 dates that I can go to. So it's a reduction from last year.
And I even came to one of them with you.
You did.
In the
you
park.
vanished though.
I vanished.
You did. You got a few songs in, and then you went to find a curry. I think.
That's right. I sat down. It was a long day, and I just I sneaked off, just going to the toilet and never came back again. One of those again. Often do that.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, the interests are there. I think we both have a level of interest in music, but the background and the history is not there. Sorry, and I think that's maybe in some ways a disadvantage, but in other ways a huge advantage. I think we've maybe come into things fresh, and there's maybe sometimes a level of naivety there, probably, where we approach or have approached continue to approach challenges without the lens that the music industry and other sort of creative industries that we're going after.
But we're not just music, obviously. So thankfully that there's lots of different categories and lots of genres that we do, and whether it's education or fitness or as you can see, I'm a big fitness.
You're a fitness fan,
fanatic, fitness fanatic, and
same.
And you as well, yeah. So food,
what? But why? I mean, you are right, and we kind of emphasise it whenever we can that we're not just music, but at the moment the huge focus is on music. Why? I don't.
I think because the musicians are normally full-time musicians. You don't have necessarily all the time to have full-time comedians. They can be do it part-time. Where I think musicians tend to be putting everything into that, and it's tough.
Yeah.
The revenues that they're earning on the platforms aren't there, and therefore they need to be earning money to be able to sustain their
yeah. Because I mean, we spoke obviously the other genres. We have education, fitness, gaming, all those kind of things. But I think that music's probably ended up being the focus because it's where people are maybe the most pissed off. I think with what's in the industry at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's where people have been the most hard done by, and that goes back like much further than any kind of creator economy conversation. But so it's kind of where maybe the biggest change needs to happen.
Yeah, and also the fans. I think they're very loyal, and these some of these bands that maybe have 100,000 followers, the loyalty they have. The passion that their fans do, the tipping that they give, the support they give them. Sometimes, that if you look at the engagement levels from someone with 10 million followers and somebody with 100,000, the engagement levels for 100,000 are off the clock.
Yeah.
Because people are passionate to support up and coming bands.
Yeah, it's quite a personal thing, isn't it? It's that kind of like I knew them first, sort of.
But what's your music? What do you like? What's your favourite genre of music?
Well, we've kind of spoken about it.
Well, not just Bruce, is it?
No, it's not. But it's very mixed. It's sort of really, really mixed. And there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure for me. I listen to anything.
Bit of Neil Diamond in the office.
Bit of Neil Diamond.
Like a bit of Neil Diamond.
I actually sung Neil Diamond at my wedding karaoke. the big
So we
headline
can
show.
save that for the exit tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, we can play that on the credits.
Lovely.
There's a video floating around of that. Have you seen that?
No.
No.
What? Love on the Rocks? A wedding?
No.
Not so sure that'd be the right one.
Sweet Caroline, because my wife is famously not called Caroline.
Right.
So yeah, that wasn't.
But
Yeah.
but so going back to our journey, I think we've had fun. It's been good. It's been challenging, as we know. We started off 2 people. We're now 25, 30 people. We're working our socks off every day. There's new challenges, there's new things to do, and there's new innovation that we do all the time. And I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah.
And we just started.
I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's kind of a.
I know I drive you a bit mad.
You do drive me mad. It's all encompassing. I am enjoying it. It's part of kind of, running a startup. Like I said, I got married last year. I've seen more of you than I have of my wife.
Look at you.
So you're my work wife. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good, and I think that's the main thing about this podcast is there's a lot to talk about that we've done. We've gone from, why should 2 guys, one from Mill Hill, one from Watford, think that they can launch a startup platform to compete with some very, very big, heavy players, and stream big and all that. And I think that there's a lot to talk about there. And then, what's happening now is exciting. There's a lot to come.
We've got some amazing things coming up. We've got some big launches, big product launches that we're going to be doing that I think is going to change. It's going to be game changing for creators.
I think so. I get a bit. I don't like oversharing it with people. I don't like.
I get it.
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't want to keep sharing and keep posting and keep driving people mad because you probably think.
But I think I do drive people mad. I'm always putting things on Instagram. I'm always talking about work. It's because I love it. I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I reckon my mates probably think, oh god, he's talking about work again. Yeah.
I think some of my mates definitely do. They probably get fed up with it, but. I'm sure deep. They're proud, they're pleased, and I think that we just got to keep pushing, keep getting it out there.
I agree with you. I think this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of lounges, and it's going to be a good journey.
Yeah. So every week we're going to bring you guys up to speed with what's going on. Obviously, there's a lot happening. We try and post as much as possible on social and share things, but the whole point of this podcast is you guys get a little bit more of a kind of behind the scenes view of things, maybe a bit more insight than goes out on social. So we're going to spend a bit of time just talking about what's happening right now. The news.
Let's talk about the news.
The news.
And not the news on the TV, obviously. The news at lounges.
The good news.
And there's lots of good news at lounges. There's lots of good news. We've had performances this week by so many creators, haven't we? In the studio.
Yeah.
We did a massive recording of sort of the stuff that's going to get on socials. Amazing video.
We did. Well, let's pause to talk about that before we run through the list.
Okay.
We going through the rebrand, and I wanted another brand video.
Yeah.
so we had to drop more budget. More budget on it. Another brand video, but. We're always evolving. We're always changing. We have to redefine it. We have to share it. New people have to stand it.
Sneak preview.
Yes, Some of these guys are on it as well. So that happened last week. That happened last Friday. Full day shoot. Lots of our great creators. The good thing about that brand video,
which we saw for the first time today.
We did, and it was very exciting. We actually watched it about 10 times.
I actually got goosebumps when I watched it.
You did. Yeah,
I honestly did.
Yeah,
really.
The cool thing about that is the whole thing is made and done and recorded with real lounges creators, which I think is pretty cool. So they kind of took a day out of their time.
And a mix. There was chefs, there was PTs, there's comedians, musicians, magicians, I think even. I think it was wicked. I absolutely can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we've done a few.
So well done, Craig. It was worth you pursuing.
I wasn't even there. I maybe cleared the budget. That's where my involvement stops. But shout out to the guys on that. What else were you listing off there? You said brand video.
Creators. We've had loads of creators this week go live. We've had people contact us saying how happy they are.
But why? Why this week? What's happened?
Well, we've had some big announcements, haven't we, this week? We've had Mr. Cowell, Simon Cowell, getting involved in our business, which is just unbelievable. And we're so proud to even associate ourselves with such a legend like Simon.
Yeah.
And it's big news.
It's changed things.
It has changed things. And we have all the people. You know, we're a startup business. It's all about outreach. It's about driving people mad, getting people on the platform. And for the first time in a while, people have come to us, and I think they've taken us seriously, because if someone like Simon is putting his name and getting involved, people know that it's going to be a serious business, and we're gifted to have him. And
I think we should do maybe a full conversation just on that, because that's a bit of a mad turn of events.
Well, I said, didn't I, to you 2 years ago? Someone said to me, if you could have anybody involved in your business, who would it be?
Yeah.
Apart from you, I said Simon Cowell. Yeah. And 2 years on, we have Simon Cowell on our shareholder, as a shareholder on our business, and
it's mad.
Sometimes you have to pinch ourselves, because and what a nice guy he is as well.
He is a lovely bloke. He's a really nice bloke.
So if you could have anyone on our platform that you could literally choose, any genre that you could have on our platform, who would it be? It's like if you could have anyone have a dinner date, who would it be? But this is, who could you choose to have on?
It's a tough question.
You can have two, in fact.
Can have two?
Two, yeah.
Okay, that's nice. The obvious, you'd go for the legends and your favourites. But then the kind of the co-founder of me is saying that, you know, that would be amazing, but that's not necessarily what the platform's for. I think, you know, there is a part to be played for bigger artists playing on the platform. But what I would like actually is to be able to retrospectively say that legend was on the platform before they were a legend.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And it worked the other way. So, you know, you have these stories of, I'm probably going to get all these muddled up, but, you know, you have like the Lily Allens and the Jamie T's discovered on MySpace or YouTube, and the Justin Bieber's
Ed Sheeran on SBTV.
Yeah. And that's so cool now to look back and say, oh yeah, they were broken on that platform. So rather than us sort of dream of, you know, getting our favourite artists, the ones who have been at it for years and who are doing really well on the platform, who out of the people that we're working with along the way are gonna hit it?
I think there's loads of these people on our platform that are gonna hit it, and there's some real talent on there. There's some massive talent on there.
Yeah.
And
they're a cool bunch.
Yeah, they are a cool bunch. There's some really cool people with us, and it's, you know, we've got so many good musicians on the platform, ones that have performed at The Voice or the X Factor, done really well, finals. I think it's too hard to choose. I think there's an array of them, and I think actually people behind us are legends, and I think they will be really become superstars. Yeah. Not even without lounges, but will be a pedestal for them to reach audiences. But I'm still going to come back to the first question which I asked you, is if you could have anybody on our platform that you could present and bring them on to the platform at one of our venues, at the Alternet, which is probably the best venue in London, and again we're partnered with them at the Lower Third. If you could have anyone, who would it be? Or no, I said two.
Springsteen.
Well, that was obvious. That's why I'm saying two.
Dead or alive? Would have to be alive. I suppose
it'd
be a bit weird.
Yeah, it would be a bit strange. Yeah. Or weird.
I don't know. I mean, I have my own kind of selfish interests and bands, and I don't know, it's too hard to pick, man. It's too hard to pick. I just think that introducing like a legend like Springsteen or someone like that, you know, bands, would be really, really good. Just purely for, not even that much for my own personal interest, but purely for the clout. If the Oasis reunion
that'd be cool, wouldn't
on
it?
lounges.
That would be cool.
Liam Gallagher. Well, actually, no, it's Noel Gallagher.
And Liam Gallagher.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Well, me, I love Harry Styles. I think he's a legend. I think he's brilliant. I think what he's achieved is unbelievable. And again, you know, fan by Simon, which is great. I'd love to have him on our platform. I'd love to have, you know, people asking questions about, you know, his journey and how he was, you know, how he's found the journey. I think he's a legend. And we're not just music. So I'm going to move away from music, and I'm going to say Elon Musk. Having a Q&A session with Mr. Musk, where you can engage, ask some questions. I think he's an absolute legend. He's a genius, and maybe Donald Trump as well. But
what would you ask? What would you ask Elon Musk?
Wow, that's a good question. There's so much I'd like to ask Elon Musk.
You've got to prepare for these things. You can't just introduce these people onto a stage. You got to know what you're going to ask them.
I think I think there's so many questions that I want to ask him.
Will you invest?
Yeah. That's probably be one of my questions. He'd be a great investor.
He would be really good.
So he'd probably do a lounge coin or something and build it up and then sell it. And then, but I think So I big respect to Elon Musk and big respect to Harry Styles.
Nice, good answer.
And let's get One Direction back on lounges.
Mm.
How about that?
What's the better reunion, One Direction or Oasis?
One Direction.
Okay. So we spend a lot of time talking about ourselves, but we're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for the creators. So I thought it would be pretty cool if we did a pick of the week. Each time we do one of these podcast sessions, maybe we'll take turns.
Yeah.
Pulling in a stream that's happened that week, or maybe that month or something. But in that time period, whether it's on the studio or someone from home, we'll pick a stream.
Good idea.
Maybe the podcast can play it out. And yeah, it's a nice little recurring segment.
So who's your pick of the week?
My pick of the week. I feel like we need a jingle in this bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. So if anyone out there wants to give us a little jingle, comment below on the podcast, and next week's podcast we'll have your jingle on this part of the show. That's a good idea.
If we think that the jingle that's sent in sounds suspiciously like Scott, then
we'll definitely put it on the show.
Then we'll know for sure. Pick of the week. Okay, so
there's a few to pick from.
There are a lot to pick from, and because this is our first podcast, we obviously have months and months of streams, events, gigs, concerts. I'm going to pick one from our studio here, though, our studio next door, and say Claire Cordell.
Yeah,
she's very cool. She's very cool. She's got such a good voice. She's really cool. I just think her stream was really good. I think she got engaged with the audience. Which
the audience
nice.
Loved her. The audience loved her.
They did love her. Her first stream as well. I mean, it's always kind of not obviously everyone's getting used to it, and not everyone's done streaming and stuff. And Claire hadn't, and she really kind of drew the audience in, got everyone engaged.
Big up to Claire then.
Big up to Claire. It just seemed very effortless. So that's my pick of the week, and we'll show some highlights
next week. So, quick fire round. Come on, you got some questions. Let's get them out there. Fire round. Ask me some questions, and we'll fire them back to you.
These are like, if I had to Google quick fire questions.
Well, I've not seen these. I've got no idea what they are. So right. I hope they're.
I didn't put much prep into it.
Well, fire away, and we'll see how we go.
Quick fire round. Mainly just a bit of an introduction for our first podcast. I know we don't want to blab on too much about ourselves, but where we're from, what we're doing, where we're going, just a few quick, short answers. First one, where did we meet?
We met in Boreham Wood, in an office in Boreham Wood, didn't we? Yeah. About 12 years ago, when I had a business where I wanted to get some design and user experience, and I met you for the first time. You did the best designs ever, and any time I ever needed any design, any user experience, if I couldn't reach the first person I wanted to get hold of, I always used to call you second.
Yeah.
And
Scott kept changing his number because I kept blocking it, but he kept calling back.
And that's it. And that's how the journey started.
Okay.
And we both live quite near each other.
We do.
Not far. We're both from northwest London.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Next question then, because they're quick fire.
Yeah.
Got to reel these off.
I'll be quick.
Each other's strongest characteristics and traits.
So, your strongest characteristic is you're very calm and collective.
That's funny because my answer is
opposite of that. Exactly.
Go on.
Well, I get shit done.
Go on, carry on. Keep talking.
Calm and collective. That's what I need to say. You've never seen Craig get stressed, which in a startup business is mental because I'm the total opposite. But that is what I would say: calm, collective, and.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Your strongest characteristic and trait, I think, is your tenacity. Should we say? You're like a dog with a bone. Once there's something to be done, it's get there or there's no option. Flip side then of the coin. Weakest traits, weakest characteristics.
Too relaxed.
That's just the same answer. It's a nice way and a bad way of saying the same thing.
You're difficult, Craig, because I actually think you're good at a lot of things, and I'm
just fishing for compliments. That's why we're doing this segment. It's all about me.
Probably the amount of tea you drink.
Oh, I do drink a lot of tea.
Do drink a lot of tea.
Bit bad, isn't it?
And the biggest one is you don't eat anything apart from anything meat and two veg. You don't eat salad. You don't eat vegetables. The other night we went out. I wanted to take you out for dinner with a client, and I booked Indian, and you couldn't do an Indian.
Yeah.
And it's
so he texted me at like 7 o'clock saying we're going for dinner at 9, and I was like okay, and he was like it's an Indian restaurant. And I was like all right, I'll see you tomorrow.
So baby food. So that's probably I would say that you don't eat that well.
I'll take that.
Yeah, and me?
You said it. And it's not actually. It's a side effect of your tenacity to get shit done. I've said this to you before. You are leaky. If you're stressed, everyone's stressed.
Pressure.
If you're happy, everyone's happy. So it's a good thing as well.
But at the moment, it's a lot of stress.
No, but it's good. I mean, we kind of
leaky. Oh, that's a horrible word.
Yeah,
leaky.
it is.
I'm not sure I like that.
I won't use that word.
Don't mind the description around it, but the word leaky, it sounds like, we'll move on from that. Question number 3.
Issues. Best part about running a company?
The best part of running lounges for me is just innovation, being able to be your own boss and being able to, have something on the wall, big picture, and have no one else tell you can't do that. And actually, you believe in what you believe in and you go for it and you don't give up. And that is what I love about lounges is innovation.
Yeah, I think
innovation.
My answer is probably similar, but I like to have a go at everything. I just love to. I've hated in the past working in companies where I get told that's not your job. Stop doing that. That's what I love about running a company.
Be in control of your own destiny and
give everything a go. Yeah,
give everything 100%.
Yeah. Worst part about running a company?
Being the first in with you. I mean, we were in together this morning at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's 14 hours later and we're still working and we won't be going home. We will leave this and we'll go back to the office. Yeah. And so that's not the worst thing because I love working and it's a passion of mine. But there's pressure. It's a lot of pressure. We've got, there's a lot of pressure. We've got investors, we've got shareholders, we've got creators, that we're working with and we have a very high standard and you have a very high standard too and you're a perfectionist and I suppose the pressure.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure.
I think that's probably most people. Anyone who runs a company probably relates to that. There's always something else you could be doing. You could go home, but what if you just got that one more task done, or you got that one more thing done? But it's worth it. Those things,
100% worth it.
The rewards.
I'm enjoying it.
The rewards come after that.
Tired, but I'm enjoying it.
Biggest challenge so far?
Wow. Yes. I mean, biggest challenge is we've been fundraising. We've fundraised twice. It's the first time in fundraisers it was slightly easier than it is today. The market and the economics were different. In 2021 it was coming out of the pandemic and it was tough, but the streaming boom is happening and stuff. But now it's been thankfully we've done a raise and we've done successfely, but it has
not everyone has though. It's tough.
It's been tough. It's been a lot harder. You've had to kiss a lot more frogs, as they say. And it's been hard. It's much harder. But thankfully we got through it and we're there. But that has been a bit of a challenge. Yeah.
I think generally this lounges thing is by far the most challenging thing I've ever done. But I think that if we were talking about specifics, I think there's a bit of a, me and you come from a product background. We come from, the corporate world. And I think the most challenging thing is actually sometimes branching off into these other industries and, learning how things work, how things move and how we solve things for people is a huge challenge.
And tech is a challenge.
Tech, yeah.
Yeah, change that breaks. Do that breaks. I mean, it's challenging. We've got detailed technology stacks and it's hard. It's hard. So that is also for me, I think next time I might just open a shop. Buy something for £5, sell it for 15, happy days. As long as the front door works.
It can't go wrong. There's no technical issues with the front door. But it's good. I mean, we're getting there. The thing is, it's the moment in time we're there. We're in test phase. It's when stuff's meant to break.
And it's working.
And it's working. And it's working for people and it's making a difference. That's all that matters. Yeah. So flip side of that then, so we spoke about biggest challenges so far, proudest moment so far.
The proudest moment for me was having Simon Cowell as a shareholder of our business.
Yeah.
That was a day that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Having such a legend as Simon that associated himself, the biggest, the most famous man in the world, and talent. We're a talent platform. The fact that he wants to be involved in our platform for me was the biggest day. What about you?
I think that's the go-to answer. I think.
Apart from that, I said that. I can't take my answer.
That's the thing. You ask the questions next time, and I'll take all your answers.
Meeting me.
No. Proudest moment so far. I think it's quite an interesting one because there's a lot of little wins all the time. And it's not until you have a conversation with someone outside and they're like, oh, I saw that happened. And you see kind of other people's reactions to what's going on.
The first time we saw the live stream on your TV.
Yes, I took a picture.
Yeah,
we could probably flash that up. James, I'll send you that picture. Flash it up.
Proud moment.
It's like me like this.
And we were all at home, all watching our own event at home.
That was good.
And there was quite a lot of people on that
There was.
stream.
James hosted that. James, do you remember with Lily? Yeah, that was actually really, because that was cool to see, because obviously up to that point we'd gone from, scribbles on a bit of paper, business decks, raising funding off of an idea through to design, testing, building, and then it was like, oh, I'm now sat at home and this is happening over there.
Real.
And it's real and it's on my TV and people have paid money to watch it and an artist is making money, ticking the box, job done, that works, let's just go do that.
Yeah, that was when we kind of put the flag in the sand. Is we've set out to do it, it worked, and people loved it, and the feedback was great. And I'd say, we're two guys from Northwest London that have come, from normal backgrounds, and we've had an idea, and we just didn't give up.
Got it done.
Yeah.
Got it done. I'm still pushing it.
Just about.
Yeah, just mine's falling out. And I think also there's a lot of micro wins that you maybe sometimes grow blind to, and I think that it's easy to let them pass, but then it's not till you get a bit of distance you think about it. You're like, oh well, yeah, that person just
sometimes
did that.
You need to look out a little bit and then see what you achieve.
All right, this is actually a very similar question. You asked me this earlier, but a slightly different version of it. Dream podcast guest. So this is Stream Big. Stream Big as a title. Another one of my fantastic ideas, which I'm sure you're taking credit for.
Stream Big. Sorry, the Dream podcast guest.
Yes, on Stream Big. So your Dream podcast guest on Stream Big. The name of the podcast is ambiguous because we're streaming. We're dreaming big. We're doing this. We're setting out with challenges. Similar to our creators. For us, it's all about growing our audience. It's all about delivering content. Creators are doing the same. But what? As a kind of closing thing of what we can expect from the podcast, who is your dream guest?
Well, one that we work with or anyone?
Let's do two. Let's do one that is in the next 12 months we are going to get on this podcast, and then another one who dreaming big. Okay,
so
who is it?
My dream guest that I want to get on the podcast, Simon Cowell.
I think it's doable.
I want him on the podcast.
Doable. You know a guy who knows a guy.
I think we can probably make a few phone calls. So he's the one that I'd love to have on the podcast. So Simon, if you're watching, let us know. And my big dream, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Why? Why Donald Trump?
I don't know. Just think he's
just be a laugh.
Yeah. Be great. We'd have quite a few million viewers if we could have Donald Trump on the podcast.
Yeah, God.
With Bono.
For me then, dream podcast. I mean, that is the end goal, right? Of this kind of run of podcasts. If we can get Simon, if we can have the conversations that we've been having with Simon for people to hear, and kind of see the vision that we all have for this play out on one of these episodes, then I think that would be great. We've also, there's a lot of great advisors in the business. There's loads of great people who their stories, I love going out, meeting them, going out for dinners or lunches or, the little chats on the way to meetings with our advisors.
Not Indian lunches.
But
they're going to all come on. They're all,
so we need to get them on because some of their stories.
20 advisors from every single area of our business. So over time, we're going to bring every single one of them.
They're cool people as well.
They're good people and they've give us good advice.
So we get Ben, Kieran, some of the marketing guys, Scott. We've rambled.
We have rambled
long enough.
It's been good.
It has been good. It's a bit of a new thing for both of us. Although we did do one this morning. Someone else.
We did do one this morning. Yeah, that was a little bit different, wasn't it? It was like a Zoom call.
And
just talking. But this seems a little bit more structured.
But we should probably wrap it up. We've probably gone on for a bit too long.
You maybe have gone on for a bit too long.
Maybe, yeah, too much of my own voice, and then I've got to listen to it back.
Correct.
But my mum will be pleased. I'll send it to my mum, so that's all that matters.
One like.
Yeah, one listener. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I think we'll call it a day there. Next week, we will be doing more of the same. If anyone's got any suggestions, any ideas,
that was my bit. It's great. If anyone's got any suggestions, any ideas, drop it in the comments. Send us an email. You know where we are. We'd love to get your feedback, and we'd love to get some more guests on here that you guys want on our podcast. So, yeah, I think it's been a good day.
It's been a good productive day and a good session. And as always, it is a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you, Craig, and to you as well. I'll see you in about
5 minutes. Yeah, all right. See ya.
And it's called Fat Funny Friend, which is literally my life. And it's by Maddie Zarm. So if you don't know who that is, check it out, because this song is unreal and it's heartbreaking. But this was a request, so I'm doing my job. Let's go for it. It's let's go straight in. I break the ice so they don't see my size, and I have to be nice, or I'll be the next punchline. I'm just the best friend in Hollywood movies who only exists to continue the story. The girl gets the guy and I'm standing off screen, so I wait for my cue to be comedic relief. Can't be too loud, can't be too busy. If I don't answer now, are they still gonna need me? Can't be too proud, can't think I'm pretty. Do they keep me around so their flaws just seem silly? I say I'm okay, 'cause they wouldn't care anyway, and I could try to explain, but my efforts in vain. They can't relate to how I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors. If that's what it took for me to look in the mirror, I've done every diet to make me seem thinner. So why do I still feel so goddamn inferior? Can't be too loud, can't be too busy. If I don't answer now, are they still gonna need me? Can't be too proud, can't think I'm pretty. Do they keep me around so their flaws just seem silly? Life of the fat, funny friend. Life of the fat, funny friend. It's funny when I think that someone likes me, and it's funny when I'm saying let's go out to eat. It's funny when I'm asked to go out on Halloween, dresses and thigh highs while I hide my body. Can't be too loud, can't be too busy. If I don't answer now, are they still gonna miss me? Can't be too busy. If I don't answer now, are they still gonna need me? Can't be too proud, can't be too busy. Do they keep me around so their flaws just seem silly? Life of the fat, funny friend. 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 I've drawn out in Sharpie where I take the scissors. Thank you very much.